just get into it. Hey, hi, I'm Kyndal.
And I'm Nan.
And this is Not That Serious. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So there's actually this running joke. If you're a real OG, you know that Kyndal's Corner was a thing at one point before the show.
Kyndal's Corner.
R.I.P. Kyndal's Corner. It's, I mean, Not That Serious. Kyndal's Corner is like big sister, I would say.
Yeah.
But Nan was on an episode of season 3 that never aired. Actually, I would like you to share your thoughts on this because I feel like I had it wrong the whole time. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, that was it. Like you asked, we recorded an episode and it never saw the light of day. And that's okay.
It's like to the point too with like never seeing the light of day. It also like quite literally like it was on an old laptop too.
There were a lot of issues like when we were recording it too. Like it kept stop recording.
Yes.
And then we would have to be like, okay, where did it stop?
I forgot about that. That
and
was horrible.
Had a live audience member.
We did.
Well.
Shout out Samantha.
Samantha, we miss you. She's in Michigan.
Heart.
But she'll be watching and listening, I know.
Speaking of like, love, spreading cheer, joy. Today's episode, obviously because we're wearing our antlers too. We've got Christmas spirit. Which reindeer are you?
Hang on, let me get my accessory.
Oh no, of course.
Yes, I am Cupid.
Period.
I have
Cupid.
heart-shaped sunglasses on for those of you just listening.
And I'm Vixen, but I can't seem to like figure out how to quite articulate that. I tried to do like the thong like pieces out of my like sweatpants. That just wasn't working. Like it didn't look good.
And I feel like when you're sitting down too, you can't see it as well. So maybe that can be for our evening pictures.
I mean, even that though, like I'm telling you, like it just didn't look good because I don't have like the right thong for it. Like I was like trying to do like thin. The one I'm wearing has like lace on it. I was like, this is just too much. Like I know she's Vixen, but like, girl,
that'd be a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a Christmas.
It's Christmas. Let's like tone it down. So yeah, I'm just Vixen, and you are Cupid, and we're gonna read holiday submissions and stories and talk about holiday cheer. But before we get into anything good, tell me what pissed you off on the internet this week.
I've been waiting for this question.
Period. You prepared. Yes. Okay, period.
I prepared. And honestly, this week was like, I feel like a good week on the internet. Like nothing completely horrible happened as far as I know.
Okay, T.
Yeah.
We're on different parts of the internet though.
Probably.
Yeah.
But something, so have you seen those carpet cleaning videos?
Pardon?
So...
Like the ones with like the rugs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I watch some of them sometimes.
They're
and
good.
Someone sent me one that was 15 minutes long, not sped up. I watched all 15 minutes of it. And at the end product, the rug was just not that clean.
And that pissed you off?
That pissed me off. I was like, why'd you even post this? If you're going to do all this effort and the rug looked not that much better. So that's what upset me a little bit on the internet this week.
You know, okay, that's valid. That's like a very like niche thing though.
It really is. If you're on carpet cleaning, rug cleaning TikTok,
good for you. I'm
on
like car cleaning. Like I love to see like the car detailing. That stuff is so interesting.
It's very interesting. I want someone to do that to my car.
I need someone to do that to me. Like I want to be detailed. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need to like be scrubbed. I need a spa day. Bad. Yeah. Okay, it's hard because what pissed me off on the internet this week, I have technically 2 things, and I'm sure people can relate. Number 1 was knowing that the Barbie trailer was out in theaters for like a whole day, and I was thoroughly debating on buying a ticket just so I could go sit and watch the trailer and gather a gaggle of friends because I didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think it was gonna see the light of day. I was like, well, surely it won't be on Twitter, but then it was, and I was like, okay.
I watched that grainy bad video many times.
You watched it before it got taken down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the day it released, and it was a very excited day in my household. We were like, the trailer, the Barbie trailer.
Lucky you. I like by the time I got on, it was like everything had been like copyright taken down by owner. I was like, perfect. But what really actually pissed me off on the internet this week, unfortunately, was the Twitter discourse that started what feels like today. And I log on Twitter and there's like tweet after tweet about this, and people are mad at other people, I guess, because so the question is like, how often do you replace your washcloths in the shower? Like when you shower, like, do you replace it every time you shower, or is it like a week thing, like whatever? And people were saying, yeah, every time I take a shower, I get a new washcloth. the discourse itself is really just what pisses me off about it is that people are genuinely mad at other people for their like preference. Here's my thing. So long as you wash your ass, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. Just make sure your ass is clean. Like, please. But people are mad. They were like, that's unrealistic. There's no way you replace it every single day.
Well, how often did they replace it?
That's what I'm saying.
I want to know.
People were saying like a week. People were saying like every other shower or something. Okay. And I was like, that's your business. You do what you want. Personally, I think I was also offended because I do I have a different washcloth every time I shower. And good for you. And good
if you have that supply of washcloths available.
Right. If it's like, it's like, it is what it is. But anyway, that was, I think I was just more shocked than pissed off by that. I was like, oh my God, that's real discourse right now. Like people are actually, interesting. This is happening.
To be fair, I haven't been on Twitter that much today. So
good for you.
Yeah. I was doing my Christmas shopping.
Good for you.
Today.
I also was doing Christmas shopping, which, okay, speaking of, tell me your feelings about, like, what are your general thoughts and feelings around the holidays and Christmas? Because some people are like really out there with it, and some people are like, what's your vibe?
I do really like Christmas, and I like all of the like activities around it, like looking at Christmas lights and Christmas music, and of course we have this is why we're dressed like this. We have our annual friend Christmas. And it is happening today.
Yeah, today's the day. Yes. Yeah, did I not say that? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. That's a big thing.
Yeah. So that's a tradition that I look forward to. This is our 5th year doing it, and it keeps getting bigger and better every year. This is
my first year doing it.
With us. Very excited.
Yeah. Part of the Cloud9 Christmas is very exciting. So
it's a great tradition.
Yeah. I feel like Christmas has always been like an exciting time of year, but I feel like I was most excited for it when I was a kid than I am as an adult. Like I'm trying now as an adult to like make new like traditions and do my own thing now. But man, nothing will ever be being like a kid in school, like winter break and like
the Christmas
cookies.
Parties.
Yes,
those are always really fun.
So good and like reminiscent. And Christmas to me is very reminiscent, like nostalgic vibes. Yeah. So like I don't know. That's my Christmas vibe at least.
Oh yeah. I also grew up dancing, so Christmas equals the Nutcracker.
Oh.
For me. So like the Nutcracker music. I love it. I'm seeing the Nutcracker tomorrow night at the Atlanta Ballet. Y'all should go check it out.
Period.
And then my school, we had like a really big chorus program that everyone had participate in. So we had I've always done like a big Christmas chorus concert, like up until
that's a vibe.
I graduated high school basically.
Yeah.
So those are always really fun. We would always dress up and like sing cute Christmas songs. So I like the build up to the Christmas activities, and the day of is always fun because my family has.
Yeah. Do you have like any like traditions?
This isn't it is now an official tradition. We always have at all of the James family holidays. We have a special mystery guest.
Oh.
And this is for any James family holiday, like Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, every single one. And my grandfather will just invite random people, sometimes off the street. That has happened before, and they did show up to our holidays without notifying the people in charge of providing food for the holiday. So we always have to be like, who did you invite? How many place settings do we need? So that's a fun tradition that we have. We always have a priest at all of them, at least one priest. There's a rotation of priests.
How many people on average are at the James family Christmas?
Christmas Eve is just like me, my family, my grandparents, my aunt.
Okay.
So that's like not a ton of us. That's like 8-9 of us. And then Christmas Day is where it gets crazy because we have different people come at different points of the day. Like we have people come at lunch.
You have a rotation.
We have a rotation. We have people come at lunch, and then we have people come for dinner. Dinner's the biggest one. That one is like 12, 15 people.
Oh.
And then my cousins from Ohio come down the day after Christmas, and there's 6 of them. and then we do it all again a few days later with them.
Wow.
Yeah. We got a lot.
I like can't relate. Like that is so cool though. Like I've always like been envious of like big families and their like traditions, because like I've always had just like a smaller family, and especially like, oh, I don't want to get sad, but like yeah, I was like especially after dad's gone. But anyway, after dad passed, it was like it's literally like me, my mom, and Josh, and sometimes Chris, and like we just do Christmas. Yeah. And it's just like normal. It's just very casual, but I think it is just so cool when people like have like, oh yeah, the cousins come down and grandma comes down and these people come down and you have a special guest every year. Yes.
Sometimes it's like the same special guest. So some people have lost their special guest status because they've shown up to enough holidays. We're like, oh, you're just invited now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Period. I think one thing I do have to share in the spirit of Christmas is something that comes up for me at least every year. Talk about being a Grinch, but I'm sorry, I have to bring it up. If you don't know about my Barbie dream house trauma.
Oh, the Barbie dream house.
Listen, like one thing that has to be like known, like all I ever wanted for Christmas was a Barbie dream house. I never got it. Like that's the short story. Could I make this more dramatic? Absolutely. But I just think everybody needs to know that I still have not gotten my Barbie dream house, and I'm going to find a way to avenge younger me's like desire for that. Was there a gift that you never got that you always wanted?
I don't think so. Or nothing that like
lucky you.
Yeah. I mean, nothing that like stood out that much to where it has traumatized me to this level. Or if like there was something I didn't get, there was always something else that like made up for it, made me forget about that.
See, that's tea, because I think that's what my family tried to do, because they got me a dollhouse, but it didn't even look remotely like the dream house. It was like this wooden house, and I was like, y'all, please, because at that point I'd been using dolls from the Dollar Tree for so long. And then I upgraded to Bratz dolls, and I said, well, my Bratz dolls need a Barbie dream house, obviously. Yeah, obviously.
What wasn't clicking?
What wasn't clicking? What wasn't clicking? I feel like they always use the excuse that it was like super expensive, but they got like a wooden dollhouse. And I was like, that was probably about the same cost. Please don't play with me right now. And I'm still salty. So I hope my mom listens to this episode, because she needs to know. She knows.
Still wants her Barbie dream house.
I still want my Barbie dream house.
Santa, if you're listening.
Actually, honest to God, Santa, please don't hit my line up. I fucking hate Santa.
You hate Santa?
I hate the idea of Santa.
Ooh,
I hate.
Okay.
I sound like such a Grinch. I will never ruin it for other children. I think it's like fun to like egg on kids with that. I think it's like great. Actually,
I have two funny things about this.
Oh no, go for it.
One, my freshman year of high school, so in 9th grade English class, someone found out that Santa wasn't real.
9th grade.
Yes, 9th grade English
How old
class.
are you at that point? 14, 15?
Yeah, 14, 15. And it was so because my like teacher at the time like had small children, so we were like all asking her about like Christmas and stuff like that, and then she said something about like, oh yeah, like pretending to be Santa, blah blah blah, and this one girl in my class went, wait.
What do you mean wait?
She did not know. She had no clue. And I was like, good for your parents for keeping it up that long.
Honestly, I don't know how they would do that for that long. I also don't know how like at 14 like you don't start piecing things together.
I know. And I don't think she had like younger siblings too that like the bit would be kept alive for. But even then I feel like you'd be in on it. And like helping with it. So yeah. I still think about that a lot.
Did you believe in Santa as a kid?
Oh yeah.
You did? Okay, T. I didn't.
As a child. And then also all of my cousins, I'm one of the older ones, so there were quite a few that are younger than me, so we like kept it going for several years.
Yeah, we did not do that. But my mom, like, honest to God, and I think I've told this story before too, like my mom literally was like, it was like almost like we popped out the womb and she had several things like in a list to tell us. One of them being like all the little creatures, they don't exist. So she was like, Santa's not real. Easter Bunny isn't real.
She wasn't doing any of that.
She was like, no, we're not playing. She's like, if anybody's getting credit around here, it's going to be me. So
she's fair for that.
No, she's valid for that for sure. She's like, I'm not giving Santa credit. The only thing I believed in was the Tooth Fairy. And then that dream was crushed. But if you want to know that story, you should go listen to the episode with Rain. Moving on. We have so many holiday submissions.
I'm so excited.
I think we have like so many things to discuss. So we're going to hop right into it. I asked you guys for your holiday stories, confessions, tea, traditions, all that good stuff. And you sent in a lot of stuff, so we're going to get down to it. We're starting off strong.
Oh.
All right. My parents decided to get separated on Christmas, which led to their divorce.
That is a memory that will stay with you for a very long time.
Yeah, that will haunt you for real. God bless your soul.
I hope your Christmases have gotten better since.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there, but we're not therapists.
No, we aren't. So
how did they tell you on Christmas? Like, did they?
Yeah, that's no, that's good. Like, you know, did you like walk down and they were like arguing and you just sort of figured, put two and two together, or was it like,
or did they like sit you down before or after you were done opening presents and they were like,
Merry Christmas,
we're getting separated.
Right.
What if they wrapped a box with a piece of paper in it? And you opened the box
and it's the papers
and it said, we're getting a divorce.
It's divorce papers. Merry Christmas.
Or like, we're separating, and then like one of your parents leaves.
This is just
how old were you when this happened? I want to know.
We have a lot of questions, actually.
There's a lot of follow-up questions.
You should have like put a little bit more detail here.
Yeah.
We had things to figure out. What's tea? Okay. My earliest Christmas memory was hello. I love that. I love when I can't read.
Oh, yeah.
My earliest Christmas memory was when I was like 4 or 5. My brother, older, and I asked Santa for bikes, and we both woke up early and started running downstairs. My brother was behind a bit, but I made it downstairs, and my parents were sitting on the couch waiting for us. I was so excited to see the bikes. I didn't realize my brother wasn't down yet. I turned around, and he walked into the center of the room, sat on his knees, and proceeded to vomit Pitch Perfect style. I was in shock, honey. I was in tears, and it was chunky. Lord have mercy, it was wild. Wait, I feel like this story was going like somewhere and then just like, whoo.
Plot twist.
Pitch Perfect style is sick and twisted.
That is a visual that I have in my brain now. And I'm sure it's also imprinted in this person's brain forever.
Ew. And like on Christmas morning.
Christmas. That's so sad.
Ew.
Have you ever been sick on Christmas? Because that's just awful.
I don't know if I've ever been sick on Christmas, actually.
I haven't, but my sister has, and it impacted all of us.
Yeah, I bet it did.
It was like 2 years ago.
Did she have COVID?
No, she had her wisdom teeth taken out on the 23rd. And Katie's had like several surgeries in her life, whatever. And she's always had bad reactions to the pain meds.
Oh, no.
And on Christmas Eve, like we had gone to bed and she had just gotten so sick from her pain meds. So she was just like vomiting all day and like everything, so we couldn't go over to my grandparents' house until like she felt better, basically. So I sat on the couch with her all day and we watched Christmas movies while she was like in and out of taking naps.
It was
so sad. Her poor wisdom teeth.
Yeah,
she had a really bad experience with that too.
That's did she get a dry socket?
She didn't get a dry socket. She also got like the antibiotics gave her an infection.
Oh my God.
She lost some feeling in her lip. So like for a month or so, she couldn't feel like half of her bottom lip. And it's gotten better, I think, fully. But like it was a long time where it was like, okay, I can feel a little bit more of my lip now. A little bit.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
So her follow-up appointment, she let that doctor
have it.
She let him have it.
As she should. No, wisdom teeth surgery is just like not fun. I had a great experience as far as like I recovered normally and well, and I wasn't sick from antibiotics, but it's just like not fun.
It's not fun.
That like no part of it is fun.
Not every time.
But at the end of the day too, it's like I know people like hype it up so much, but it's like the worst 3 days ever. And then it's like a subpar 5 following days, and then you're like good. And
then the fact that it was like just Christmas too was
that's
just
like sucks.
Adding to it.
That sucks really
like
bad.
She felt so bad. She just felt guilt. And we're like, no, it's okay. Like we're trying to hang out.
I'm sorry, Katie. I'm sorry.
Katie. I'm sorry I told that story.
Oh, LOL. LOL, the way she got featured. You know, she was joking in New York. So when I was in New York, I ran into Katie. We went out for drinks and
planned
stuff.
To hang out with
we literally planned to hang out, ran into Katie. Anyway, she was like, yeah, you know, and again, I have to circle back to Nan's scrapped episode because this comes up quite a bit apparently when I'm not in the room.
Apparently. Also when I'm not in the room too sometimes.
It comes up so much. I was like, I didn't realize it was this serious. I really didn't. Like,
and it's not that serious.
It's not that serious. But I was like, we have to get Nan on. But anyway, she was like, yeah, you should have me on the show before Nan. and really see how that'll make her feel. I was like, that's hilarious.
Anna Catherine James.
Oh,
how dare you?
Not the government name. Oh no.
Wow.
Moving on.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's actually like Sick and Twisted, the Pitch Perfect thing. That's too much.
That is so much.
You didn't have to.
And where did you guys go from there? Like,
right. Did anyone just start picking it up?
Like, what?
Was it on the carpet?
Oh, I bet. That's awful. Anyway, I'm
moving on.
Sorry to your brother.
No, sorry to that man.
Sorry to that man.
Okay. Moving on here. My family is Arab/Muslim, so growing up, we didn't really do anything for Christmas. When I was a little kid, they did do Santa because they didn't want me to miss out on that since everyone at school was into it. Plus, Santa has nothing to do with Christian Christmas for real. And when I got old enough to buy things myself, we started exchanging presents because why not? But those middle years, we had the tradition of me and my sister sleeping over at our family's friend's house, who was also Arab/Muslim, and get to sleep over for 2 nights. A very big deal, since my parents hardly allowed sleepovers. Our tradition consisted of Harry Potter marathons and going to the Discover Mills Mall by our house. One time we went as far as to dress up like the characters and draw a very shitty and smudged lightning bolt on our foreheads and walked around the mall with it. There are pictures hidden in the depths of Facebook. And as horrid as they are, they remind me of how important it is to find community and tradition that's tailored to who you are in your own lifestyle. Cringe but cute.
That's so sweet.
That's a very good submission.
Oh, I like that.
I like that one.
That's so cute.
The sleepover for 2 nights, though, is so real.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. Like back to back. Can you imagine? Now that I'm older too, I think about like the parents, that situation. I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine the parents like gearing up for that every year? Like 2 nights we got to deal with these kids. Like,
I hope they were good children.
I'm sure they were.
But like the Harry Potter marathons, because those are Christmas movies.
Are they really?
There are Christmas scenes in just about all of them.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
I've never seen anything of Harry Potter.
Span like the school year. So you get Halloween, you get fall, and then you get Christmas. And
that makes sense. Yeah, no, I've never read or seen any of Harry Potter at all.
I didn't know that.
Ever. Yeah, no.
Well, they're great wintertime movies.
That's good to know, at least.
Kyndal, what's your favorite Christmas song?
That's a good question. What is my favorite Christmas song? That's hard. I've actually never thought about this. I feel like Santa Baby should be my favorite Christmas song. Okay, the original. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I did perform it at a situation, but
at a situation.
Yeah, I can't even think. It was you know the word, like a variety show. Yeah. I did perform Santa Baby at a variety show. It wasn't good. Don't go digging for those clips.
Phyllis, do you have them?
She doesn't, because she's fake. She records all of Joshua's performances and not mine.
Don't worry, we'll get our hands on them.
Yeah, we have to get our hands.
No, we won't. On top of the Barbie Dream House?
Yeah,
come on.
I keep getting fucked from every side. So then, I think my favorite like Christmas album though is Christmas and Chill by Ariana Grande.
Oh, fantastic.
What is your favorite Christmas song?
I was thinking about this in the car right over today.
Yeah.
I really like, All I Want for Christmas Is You, of course.
Yeah, no, that's a staple.
That's a great one. Let me pull up my holiday playlist. Have you heard Like It's Christmas by the Jonas Brothers?
No.
It's a bop and a half.
Okay, wait. Yeah, this was a nice little like interlude, like Christmas interlude. Okay,
and then Glittery by Casey Musgraves and Troye Sivan from her Christmas special.
Okay.
Yeah. But in terms of like old Christmas songs, I really like Man with the Bag. That's a great one. Sleigh Ride.
Man with the Bag. What is that?
From the Man with the Bag.
I've never heard that.
Stay full. He said to stop at every stop of the way. Yeah. Oh yeah, Anna loves that song.
Never heard that one.
It's so good.
If I could recommend another album though, like a Christmas album, A She and Him Christmas.
Oh yeah.
It's a very good Christmas album.
Yeah. I also like Ariana Grande's version of Last Christmas. It's fantastic.
It is. Moving on. Yeah, I do like a good cringy cute Christmas story. So thank you for submitting.
It was very sweet and wholesome.
It was very nice. Moving on. Shit. OMG, you'll never guess who this is. Riley's sitting on the steps.
No, you can't read it
Last year on the 22nd of December, I had surgery and was on some good pain medication. My family ended up having our Christmas on the 24th because my brother's then fiance, now wife, had to work on the 25th. I was so drugged up. I opened gifts but didn't remember anything about them. So fast forward to like a week later, I literally had Christmas with myself when I got back to my house because I genuinely couldn't remember what I got.
And sometimes it's like that.
And sometimes it'd be like that. This story is told better from the mouth of the original poster.
Yeah.
I will be honest, because every time he talks about how he like cannot remember a thing he opened, it's just so funny.
And I can just picture the person. I can just picture whomever this story is from.
We know who it is.
Y'all know who it is.
Y'all should know who this is by now.
I can just picture them sitting in their room giggling to themselves like, oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, look at what I got.
Oh my god, wait,
so nice.
thanks Santa.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
like a week later.
That's a vibe.
Still pretty drugged up.
Bless Riley's soul. Hopefully he has a better Christmas this year. Right, Riley? They can't hear you anyway, so that's okay. Moving on. You're right. I don't know who submitted that, but hope they have a better Christmas.
Sorry to that man.
This one says, just a little wholesome thing. So usually for as long as I could remember, my family would decorate cookies during the holidays. My mom would make enough dough to have 6 to 8 dozen cookies the night before. And these cookies are so good. They're crispy on the outside, but pillowy on the inside. Oh, and the flavor. They're not overly sweet like a sugar cookie, and they have a bit of orange zest in them to give a little holiday flair. They're the perfect cookie to like with sweet frosting and sprinkles. Okay. We'd spend half of the next day baking and the other half decorating. We would always made and color our own frosting, and we would decorate the cookies with all sorts of sprinkles, candies, and other. Now, Riley, why did you put this accented word in here?
Accoutrement?
What the hell is an accoutrement?
It's like other little like bits and pieces to it.
Now, y'all can't put stuff in there, and I don't know how to pronounce it. Because you were like one of the only people I would know accoutrement. What is that? Is it not your story? No. The way he went, no. Accoutrement. That has Riley written all over it. Are you serious? Am I supposed to know what that is? Is that a common word?
Pretty common. In my mind it is. Yeah. Well,
excuse me. Accoutrement. And other accoutrements. Coco Chanel. Okay. Every year it would change. Sometimes it was just us, or we would have friends or other family members join us. It even got so intense one year, a friend of ours used tweezers to decorate a reindeer sprinkle by sprinkle, all lined up. Crazy.
I'm impressed.
Anyway.
Submit a picture of that, please.
No, I actually kind of want to see that.
I want to see.
It's one of my favorite holiday memories, and as my brother and I have grown up, we don't really do it anymore. But I can't wait for one day when we all have our own families and we can go to my parents' house to decorate cookies. With the accoutrement.
That's so sweet.
It's so good, Riley.
So sweet and wholesome.
It's a good
That's not my story.
Mm-hmm. That's so cute, though.
That's
I love
a good one. I mean, I feel like I remember decorating cookies when I was in like elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
I remember actually very vividly there was a 4th grade like Christmas party, and we decorated cookies, and my mom came. Mm-hmm. There's pictures.
Wow.
That's it. That's the extent of my memory. I don't remember anything else. Man, but decorating cookies, that's a Christmas staple. Oh, so exciting.
I like decorating gingerbread houses too.
You know,
because that's like hard.
That is
but
very
it can
hard.
Be very fun.
I'm still very much wanting to do like a tag teamed like gingerbread house decorating contest, because you know Target has like so many different types of them. I don't know how to get everybody congregated to do that. I should have honestly planned it better, so we should have done it tonight. Yeah.
When all of our friends are here.
And I wanted to vlog it, so great. Love
we
that.
can do it another day.
We can do it every day, but that would be fun.
I mean, there's still time. We could go to Target.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, so we had an elf on the shelf growing up, and you know the whole thing with those little shits is that only adults can touch them, or else they'll lose their magic and they won't be able to fly to the North Pole every night to report to Santa about your behavior.
It's very important.
You know, I didn't know that was the purpose of an elf on the shelf, actually.
You didn't?
No, I just thought that they were just to fuck around.
There's a whole book that comes with them.
What?
Yeah, a whole storybook about how you have to give them a name, and you're not supposed to touch them, or else they'll lose all their magic, and then they can't fly to the North Pole.
They fly to the North Pole and back every damn night?
Yeah, Kyndal, they do. And they report to Santa if you're being good or bad.
This is crazy.
It's a great thing to lord over children.
No. I'm 100% positive.
Babysit too. They had an elf on the shelf, and I would be like,
that's tea.
She's watching.
I think as far as for policing children's behavior, absolutely. But anything else, I'm like shocked by that. I actually did not know that.
Really?
That is tea to me.
I had an elf on the shelf as a child. So
what was its name?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, okay, tea. Perfect.
It was probably like Holly. Something basic.
Nan said, I don't remember that. Why do you want me to remember that? Okay, great. Well, when I was in 2nd grade and my brother was in 4th, we were arguing, as brothers do. Our sitter was just watching us like, Jesus, I can't wait for y'all's parents to come home so I can leave. So she didn't see my brother go and touch our elf. Big mistake. I went hysterical. We had a little board with emergency numbers, and my ass called my mom's job and told the lady that answered the phone that it was an emergency and I needed to speak to my mom now. My mom was pulled away from assisting in oral surgery and answered the phone. I was sobbing, screaming, Ethan touched the elf and now we won't get anything and he can't go home. This is like caps, uncaps, caps, uncaps, by the way. This like the way that
who's this story?
I 100% know who this story is. Like, why did I do that? Anyway, that night my brother got in trouble, and to teach us a lesson, my parents left the elf in his spot for 3 days so that we thought that he lost his magic. My brother ended up apologizing to the fucking elf doll, and my parents felt bad and moved him the next day. That's funny.
That is so fun. Also, knowing the people in this story really makes it better.
You gotta swallow your pride and dignity to go apologize to a fucking doll, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's
A
doll.
A doll.
But you also gotta be a sick and twisted individual to call your mother at work and say it's an emergency over the elf on the shelf.
Like, I picture little person, whoever the story is from, screaming, crying, throwing up on the phone.
Screaming, crying, and throwing up. With the waiver elf, and now we won't have presents. Like,
it was not like that.
And I could just picture the mom on the other side of the line. Like,
Riley, I thought
what?
the story wasn't about you. Great. Yeah.
It's not. I'm just imagining. I don't think the person would have done that. I think it would have been like, personally, is what I envisioned that as I was listening to y'all read it.
Okay. Producer Riley.
I hope the mic is picking that up because I'm scared it won't.
That is so funny.
Moving on. That's tea though.
That's traumatic as a child though.
I learned so much with that submission.
No, one day our elf on the shelf like fell from her position.
That shocked me so bad.
It was so she was like in one of our stockings and she like fell off, and my sister and I were like, nobody can touch her. She
touch
can't
the elf.
move. And my dad got a paper towel to like pick her up and move her, and Katie and I were like, no, you can't touch her.
A paper towel, please.
Like she was a bug.
Like she was a bug.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We were a bit afraid.
Bless Holly.
Mm-hmm. Or whatever her name
was. Moving on. I was dating this girl long distance after we graduated high school at the time and was trying really hard to make it work. I drove to Florida from Atlanta. She went to FAMU a few weeks prior, fresh out of high school when I was broke. And things were going okay, but not great. For Christmas, I got her a Victoria's Secret gift card, a new jacket, and whatever the hot new makeup was. All I got was socks. I just don't understand why socks are the default gift. Please enlighten me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are
you still with this person?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. See, socks, I feel like, depending on who it is, if they genuinely want socks, great. Get them socks. Especially if it's like nice socks, you know?
I agree. Socks are fine. I think this story though is what's killing me is like he's talking about the struggle of sacrificing his time to drive back and forth. And he got socks?
Just socks. That's a cop-out gift.
It is.
Like,
I have a public service announcement. Ladies, I'm sorry. we deserve the world we do, but like, y'all, please get your man something nicer than like a wallet, ties, socks for Christmas.
Unless it's like a very like nice specific one, like
that
if
he's
that's
been
what
asking for. Exactly.
Like that's different, but just like the generic man, dad gifts, whatever.
They're so bad. Like we need to do better about that. But also men probably should do better about telling us what they want, because they kind of suck at that.
Too. Yeah.
So it's a toss up. I'm always gonna find a way to write. I believe in women's wrongs. However, I'm always, sometimes
we gotta step it up.
Yeah, let's just do better.
We gotta step it up.
Let's do better and please the men in our lives, platonically or not. Like, get them good gifts. Yeah, like
it's not that hard.
Men play video games. Like, why don't you just get them a new game?
Yeah,
they love that shit.
Most dads are into the same 2 or 3 hobbies.
Oh, so true.
So
just get some golf clubs and call it a day.
Some golf things, whiskey things, beer things. Some
it could all be so
into
simple.
Fishing, hunting. Yeah.
The list goes on. I don't have a father, so I can't really, speak to dad hobbies, but I'm going to take your word for it, Nan. Moving on. My grandma used to throw a huge Christmas party, and she hired a man to play Santa, same guy every year. And he would come sit on this sleigh lawn decoration my grandma had and hand out gifts to all the kids at the party. She was the best at creating Christmas magic for everyone. Aw.
That's so sweet.
That's sweet. I guess I am just like, I guess it's not that weird to hire a man to play Santa. In my head, though, I was like, why? Like
why the same one? Maybe he was just that good.
He had the same suit guy every year. Yeah.
He had the look, the suit, I guess. But that's sweet that they pass the presents to all the kids at the party.
That is so nice.
Cute.
Period, Grandma. Grandma gets kisses, hugs, and
lots of hot chocolate.
Period.
And gingerbread cookies.
Grandmas are so good. We and Riley were talking about this though earlier. We watched the Meghan and Harry documentary, and they were doing an Easter thing, and we were talking about like our Easter experiences, and we just came to the conclusion that grandmas are just so good at cultivating a vibe, so pleasant and sweet. Oh yes. Like my mom never really did a ton of like Easter shit, but I remember vividly my grandma would always do Easter egg hunts whenever we were up there, and it was extravagant for no reason. And it's like, grandmas have time.
They do.
To do that.
My grandmother, we did Easter egg hunts at her house. She has a fabulous garden in the backyard of her house. It's lovely. Wow. So we would do an Easter egg hunt back there sometimes, and then every holiday we just have the most elaborate home cooked meal on the china.
On the china.
With the crystal that you can't put in the dishwasher.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's specific Christmas china too. So we always have all of that going on.
I'm almost like afraid for my mother when she does eventually become a grandmother, because she will be the grandmother pulling out the china, pulling out the crystal, and it's going to be ridiculous.
And we would use them like just every Sunday too. Oh, all the time. It got used.
It got used.
It still gets used.
For the china. Shout out to the china.
Yes. And then we would always have like fresh floral arrangements from the garden.
Oh, from the garden.
From the garden.
It could all be so simple.
It was lovely.
We love grandmas here, actually. This one says, one year my parents surprised me and my sibling with a trip to Disney World and Universal. It was our first time going, and we were so excited. First, when we get there, the hotel we had was disgusting. Bed bugs, no hot water, dirty sheets, all of it. Then we had one good day in the parks before my brother got sand in his eye, and we spent an entire day in the first aid building. Then my dad got the flu and spent the whole rest of the trip sick in the hotel room. Honestly, it was all a nightmare, and we were all miserable. Just terrible.
No, that's so sad.
That is a horrible, horrible situation.
That is awful. I mean, I'm glad you guys had the one good day.
Yeah,
to look back
until he got sand in his eye,
and that's just brutal.
That
getting
sucks.
The flu.
I'm like convinced though, it's like sometimes those family trips are cursed. Have I ever told you about the time I lost my hairpiece at Universal?
No.
Oh, okay, buckle up, everybody. This isn't a Christmas story, but it's a very vivid memory I have.
Put my seatbelt on for those of you who couldn't see.
Period. Her seatbelt's on. So, okay, this is gonna be kind of hard for my audio listeners, but for my visuals, So we had planned to go on this trip. My mom and dad had gotten us tickets to go to Universal, and we were very excited because my grandma had a timeshare. So we were going to stay in this timeshare. Mind you, when we got there, I need to hype up this timeshare. Bitch, there was a TV in the bathroom. This was a very like crazy timeshare, and there were darts.
That is fancy.
You could play darts.
That is so fancy.
It was very nice.
Oh my gosh.
So we go on this trip, and so I was excited, and I wanted to braid my hair. Now, how I usually get my hair braided now that I'm older and stuff is my hair, you know, I get individual like braids, and they go down to like usually my waist. And when I was like 9, my mom felt like that style of hair was just inappropriate. She felt like the hair was too long and I shouldn't wear my hair down to my waist. But she was like, we'll do shorter ones. Fine.
Okay.
My mom bought the wrong hair. So this is a great lesson. Nan is white. So when you're braiding hair, there's like you buy a specific like pack of hair to braid hair. It's like it's hard to explain, but it's just like it's just hair like out thing. My mom bought hair that you would buy for like a sew-in or like tape-in extensions, clip-in extensions. They were on tracks.
Ooh.
You can't braid that into your head. So in order to try and like do something nice for me, the people like braided my hair, like they cornrowed my hair up into this little tiny, like I called it like a little pumpkin spout because my hair was so short. I had like this little like thing sticking up on my head.
Cute.
I looked like a little Whoville character. And then they wrapped the like weave around on my head, so I had this long ass ponytail. I was giving Ariana.
Ariana.
I was
Before
giving
Ariana was giving Ariana.
Right. Well, you know, I guess my mom didn't know how to bobby pin that shit in place because when I got home and I was flipping it around and shit, it like fell out of my head.
Oh no.
Right. So we go to Sally's and we get this like, you know, it's like a how do I explain this? It's like like a ponytail holder. It's got like extensions on it. So it's like it's literally a hair piece that you put in your hair to like pretty much make your bun look spiky or like whatever.
One of those.
I've used
one of those before.
Yeah.
Like
if you're like a performer, you know. Yeah. So we got one of those. Now, fast forward to the trip. Everything was going great. That one's easy to put in because it's literally like you put it up like it's in a ponytail and you rock it and you go. Girl, one day we were in the parks and it starts pouring down rain.
Oh no. Never a good time. So everyone is like rushing like a stampede like to the front of the parks to like get shelter and whatnot. I'm running with my family when all of a sudden my head feels lighter. Oh no.
And I was like, Arf? I turn around and I see my hairpiece on the ground. And I said, I have to go back for my hairpiece. So I left my family and I ran back for my hairpiece. For the hair? Because I was like, I'm not about to walk around here looking like this. So I pick up my hairpiece and it's sopping wet and I'm holding my hairpiece in one hand and I'm just looking around and I've lost my family.
Oh no. For the sake of this hairpiece.
I have this sopping wet fucking rat looking hairpiece in my hand and I'm like, where's
a literal drowned rat?
Dead ass. And I'm like, where's my family? And like couldn't find them. Had to go like sit in like a restaurant nearby because it was like I got reunited, obviously.
That's good.
Eventually, but that was the time I lost my hairpiece in the rain.
And your family.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
At Universal.
Universal's cursed. I'm convinced. It's cursed. Sorry about it. Sorry about your trip, babe.
Very sorry. That's awful.
That's worse than losing your hairpiece in the rain, I have to say.
And that's something that like if you try to do like a redemption trip like years later, it's like something could go wrong.
You're still triggered.
And you'd be very stressed about it the whole time.
You're still very triggered.
That's very unfortunate. I'm very sorry.
Apologies to you. Sorry to that man. We have a really long driveway at my childhood home and my family made these wooden painted elves. My family made these wooden painted elves and Santa when we were kids, and we would set them up along our driveway every year, and it was so fun. They would peek around the trees and had presents and stuff. Aw.
Cute.
Very nice.
Nice.
Nothing else to say to that.
That was it. That's so cute, though. I hope you guys like still have those.
We said, oh,
nice.
Very good. Moving on. That's funny. Oh, no.
Oh.
I started my period for the first time ever on a Christmas field trip in 5th grade. No. We were decorating gingerbread houses and I went to the bathroom and there was pink/red stuff in my underwear and I was so confused because I thought maybe I sat in some frosting. Even though I knew what periods were, I was so confused and it took me a while to figure out what happened. Damn, that's so funny.
No.
How do you sit in frosting and it doesn't get on your pants but in your underwear?
That's so, well, I guess like in the moment when you're like panicking of like, what's going on? Like you want it to be anything
else.
Too.
Literally.
It's just like when it's like your first time too, you're like, this can't be happening right now.
It has to be frosting, actually.
That's so,
bless you.
That's a good story.
Bless you. That is so funny.
I hope you got it handled.
Yeah.
And at least you didn't actually sit in frosting.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Because then it would be all over you. You'd be sticky. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Would you rather be sticky or itchy?
Oh. Itchy.
Really?
Yeah.
Rather than sticky?
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends on where I was sticky.
All over.
All over? I'd rather be itchy all over. Because I can just deal with that. I have bad allergies, though. So, like, I'm itchy all over often.
Got it.
So.
That was just a fun little would you rather.
Yeah.
For the audience.
Let us know.
Let us know. No. Let us know your thoughts.
Would you rather be sticky or itchy?
I'm on a mission to what
would you rather be?
I'd rather be sticky, personally.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like you can attempt to wash off some sticky. But you can't really do much about the itchies.
I mean.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Both are valid.
It's on what your personal hell is.
Absolutely. What is your personal hell? That's funny. Okay. Mm-hmm. This one says, I grew up in the country, so we never had a trash pickup. So instead, we had to take our trash out ourselves to the dump down the road. People would set nicer items out to the side of the dumpster for others to claim before it got trashed. Well, one year there were these beautiful, to me, in parentheses, pre-strung, pre-lit reindeer and sleigh, and I was obsessed with them. I made my dad bring them home for me, and I was so excited. Turns out they were broken and did not light up, but I did not care. I put them out in our yard. They were so ugly, and I would sit on the reindeer or ride in the sleigh for hours. Everyone in my family hated them, but I loved them.
That is so sweet. She is very beautiful to me.
She is very beautiful to me. That is actually so hilarious.
That's so cute, though.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm riding the sleigh. And you put them in the yard. Honestly, God bless your parents for allowing you to put ugly shit in their yard and just dealing with it.
But I mean, if you lived in the country, you didn't really have neighbors that were that close by.
True.
No one was looking at your house.
True.
There was no HOA to be like, that looks bad.
Could you imagine HOA like knocking on your door and being like, I'm sorry, you got to get that ugly ass, like,
hey, get that out of here.
Get that out.
Please get that the fuck out of here.
Pack that shit up. Pack that shit up.
Back to the dump with you.
Pack it up. Hang it up, flat screen. That's hilarious. Oh, this one says, to add to the Disney trip nightmare story, my dad got a super speeder ticket on our way home to get off the
trip. That is so bad. It just
super
went from worse to worse, sir.
Super speeder is killing me because they were like, we need to get home.
They were flying.
Like, we need to get home. And they got a ticket.
And your dad probably still actively had the flu.
Bless him.
What if he just like sneezed in the police officer's face or like rolled down the window and was like, "Sir, look at me."
Literally. I'm surprised that they still gave you a ticket.
That's
jacked
so
up.
Sad.
God bless that man.
Damn.
Moving on. No, literally, that sucks. That sucks. All right. We excommunicated my great uncle from the family after he got really drunk on Christmas Eve.
Excommunicated.
Yes.
I love that word.
He started blaming family drama on random uninvolved parties. And then when my mom told him to calm down, he said, and I quote, "You aren't blood. You aren't kin. Your opinion doesn't matter." My uncle threw him out of the house and we haven't seen him since.
It's a good thing he got excommunicated.
Yeah. You aren't kin is crazy to say to somebody. Like, drunk or sober is like, you aren't kin. That's crazy.
Like, even if they are married into the family, damn.
You aren't kin. Can you imagine somebody saying, you know what? This reminds me, there was one Reddit story I read once, and to sum it all up, it was this girl. She was mad because she found out that, well, the person writing in was a mom, and she was asking if she was an asshole about the situation, but essentially her son really wanted to get married instead of going to college, and she said, look, I will pay for your first like year or something, or maybe I'll give you a full ride. I'll pay for you to go to school if you don't get married, because I just don't want you to regret getting married so young and like starting a life so quickly. I want you to get an education.
That's a good idea.
So she did, and I guess the girlfriend found out about it, and she was pissed because she essentially delayed her little marriage, her little wedding. So at a family dinner, this girl stands up and goes, it was like a prayer. She was saying something, and she ends up calling out the mom in the prayer, and she's like, and thank God evil hadn't won today.
Well, excuse the fuck out of her.
Literally, evil hadn't won
to get an education.
That woman said evil hadn't won. That that's something seared into my brain that I thought was so funny, because I'm like,
such a good line.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
So like, to me, that you aren't kin is like right up there. Like, you're
evil
crazy.
Hadn't won.
Evil hadn't won.
That is so insane. Could you imagine wanting to get married that young though?
No, that's ridiculous. What I'm saying. Like that.
The mom was doing you a favor.
She was doing you a favor, brother. Mm-hmm. And he still wanted to marry the girl. Yeah. Like, he still wanted to marry her. It was just 4 years later.
And that's fine.
And that is
You're
valid.
still gonna get married.
Yeah. So that was tea.
That's
but
crazy.
that's just what that reminded me of. You weren't
Side
kin.
plot. Mm-hmm.
Glad he got kicked out though.
Yeah. And I'm glad you haven't seen him since.
Yeah. Sorry to that man.
Not sorry to that man.
Not sorry to that man. Oh my God. We go and cut down our Christmas tree every year. My sister and I both learned to driving the truck around the farm while we picked out the tree. My dad also has very specific lighting requirements for a tree. A tree must have 2 layers of lights, one right against the trunk and then another layer towards the end of the branches. This ensures that the tree twinkles properly and evenly. My cousin once helped us light the tree, and he was so precise, she avoided helping us decorate ever since.
Respect.
Honestly, that's actually hilarious. It's nice to know a dad is involved. At least there is a way to light a tree.
My dad is very particular about our Christmas tree lights.
Really?
Yeah. There's a science.
Really?
Mm-hmm. We got to check all the lights every single year. We have a lot of lights on our tree. It's very twinkly, very pretty. Yeah. But no, I like the method of like by the trunk and then on the outer.
Yeah.
That's nice. And that's cool that you would like cut it down off of your own. That's fun. We did that 1 year.
Really?
In the mountains.
So you've had a live tree before?
We've always had live trees.
Really?
But 1 year there was a few years where we would go up to North Carolina for Thanksgiving, up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. And 1 year we went to a Christmas tree farm and cut down Christmas trees and like drove it back to Savannah.
Alexa,
and it was
Christmas
really
tree farm.
fun. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's so pretty too, like the Christmas tree farms.
They're beautiful. No, they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We never had a live tree. One day I want to do one really bad.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but I have to get a big strong man to carry my tree.
Yeah, exactly. And then you gotta like saw off the bottom a little bit too. There's a lot of upkeep.
I won't be doing it, but somebody else will. Period.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
That's a fun memory.
That's very
hopefully
cool.
Your dad is chilled out a little bit though.
I'm sure your Christmas tree looks beautiful every single year though.
Fingers crossed.
I'm sure it looks gorgeous.
I'm sure it does.
Mm-hmm.
Do you theme your Christmas every year, or do you like just use traditional colors?
We've used the same ornaments like my whole life, and the same like garland my whole life and everything. So it's just kind of like a mishmash.
Okay, that's valid.
Of a lot of things. And we used to have, so we had like our tree in the living room, and then in my sister and I's playroom, we had our own like tiny fake tree that we were allowed to put all of our like, that's where all of our handmade ornaments and all of our, we had a set of ornaments that were the Disney princesses as ballerinas.
Ooh, so
very on brand for me as a child.
Absolutely agreed.
And we would also play with them like dolls. So the amount of them had like an arm snapped off and then super glued back on.
Oh, bless them.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have the full set anymore. We only have like 2 of them left. That have like made it this long,
yeah. And they have battle scars.
Mm-hmm.
We theme our Christmas every year.
Oh wow,
which is so bougie and crazy. Mm-hmm. I remember 1 year we did what we called like we did a fuchsia Christmas. So we did like fuchsia, hot pink, and like blue, like electric blue, and that was like all the colors throughout the tree and the house. We did a white Christmas, so we did just like all white stuff.
Classy, love that.
Yeah. So I have to know if anybody else does like a themed Christmas or if they just do regular like traditional colors or not. Either way, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I just want to know if my family's just crazy. Moving on. So my family used to do a Christmas play, and we each played all the parts, only 4 of us, and we put it on every year with costumes and everything. I'm talking Mary getting told she's pregnant all the way to the birth of Jesus, and we would use our animals as the barn animals, like our dog would be a sheep. And we had lines that we memorized, like a whole production, but nobody watched it. We just put it on for ourselves, and my brother hated it so much, like wanted to murder us every year. We did that up until I was in the 8th grade. Just a fun memory, and I think about it often. Like, I would still remember what to do if we were to put it on today. Please just imagine a family of 4 doing this production in their living room on Christmas Eve for nobody.
That's so cute, though. I did something very similar in my childhood. Did you? Yes. I was quite the playwright as a child.
Okay, tea.
Yeah, so for like Thanksgiving, we would always do one, like me and my cousins, and I wrote the whole thing. There were costumes, there were sets. It was a production.
Wow.
And then for Christmas, we tried to do the same thing, except for one year it was just me, my sister, and then my dad's cousins, who were like not much older, but like they were in their like 20s at this point.
Sure.
And Katie and I were children.
Yeah.
And we made them be the barn animals. And I was Mary, obviously. I forgot who Katie was.
That's so funny, actually.
We made them be the barn animals. They played along really well.
You can be the barn animal.
I said, you crawl around.
Crawl around.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I don't, when we would go to church. So we would go to church, and often the churches would put on like the plays and stuff.
Oh, yes.
But I have to shout my mom out here, because there was one year we were involved with the church, and my mom didn't want to do a boring variety show like they always did. Like, their shows were lame. So my mom produced a production. And there were obviously like sections of the church. So there was like the children's church was divided into like 3. It was like 4 to 6. And then it was like middle school age, and then it was like high schoolers. So each group of kids had their own separate performance. I love that. We danced, we sang. There were solos that you had to audition for.
I love that.
My mom did the whole night. I'll never forget. There was one time, and it was embarrassing too, because it was my mom, but like, because it was like, everybody would get mad at my mom because we rehearsed so much. My mom grew up dancing.
Yeah.
So
she knew what
she was doing.
Nobody else was on her wavelength.
They weren't getting it. I remember there was one day we were doing a rehearsal, like it was like 2 days before we opened, quote unquote. And this girl had the kids singing and dancing and rehearsing like we usually do. And I think one person missed a move, and she went, "I'm sorry, do it again."
Back like with a megaphone.
She said, no, start it over. I was like, no. And everybody was like, bro, like,
oh my God. I know the feeling. I've been part of many a production, a church production. I've played the Virgin Mary so many times in my life, Kyndal.
You're a star.
I am a star. Honestly.
You're a star. Please, I'm a star.
But in my pre-K production of the Nativity, I was Mary.
Wow.
And then in... what grade was it that we did that? In like twice in middle school, I was Mary.
You are a star.
I am a star.
I am a star.
Yes.
Period. He said, put some respect on my name. Thanks. I asked my dad for AirPods like 3 to 4 years ago, and he got me knockoffs. And not like DH Gate lookalikes. These were clearly fake. I'm talking, you picked these up at your nearest Chevron fake. Him and my stepmom watched me open it, and she asked if I liked it, and I had to smile and nod to keep from laughing in their face. Oh. My brother couldn't even look at me because he was trying so hard not to laugh. When we left our dad's house, in the car, we had to have a mini roast session to recap how shitty of a Christmas we just had at my dad's. We looked up how much they cost, and they were a good $15. Keep in mind, my dad and stepmom made bank, but they always seemed to cheap out on our gifts, but their kids got the nicest shit ever. We love being a child of divorce. Oh,
I hope you got some real AirPods later in life.
That's hope you really got real AirPods. Oh no. I'm sorry. The way that they described it being like from Chevron.
A good $15. I'm sorry.
Evil. Jail time, actually.
They should have just given you coal at that
rate. At that rate? They should have honestly just handed you $15 and said, go do something with this. That would have been better than the cheap.
They should have given you the headphones with strings on them.
I mean, that's probably better.
Yeah, those probably work better.
Those probably work better than what the hell
Don't give your phone a virus.
That was evil. That was so evil and wrong. And God is watching, and so is Santa.
That is Grinch behavior.
That is Grinch behavior.
But like in the beginning of the movie.
Not good. We hated that. Oh, this is our last submission. Not a memory, but need ideas. Going to get myself awful Christmas gifts for myself. Gonna wrap them and say they are from different family members. I need some funny ideas. Oh my God, you just put us on the spot, especially for this last.
Is this a bit? I love this.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. First of all, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I love it. I want to know.
Awful Christmas gifts for myself and wrap them and say they're from different family members. Okay. Socks are always great.
But like really bad socks that are like very clearly like not your size or anything that you would like at all.
Right. Same with underwear.
I was about to say underwear.
You could always
a self-help book.
That's a good one.
But like not a good one. Like a
bad one.
A very like if someone buys that for you, like just like slap me across the face.
You could make a self-help book and just staple the papers together.
In that same vein, a book about dieting.
That's a bad one.
That's a really bad one. That's like a mean gift to get somebody.
I was gonna say if you go like the route of like gag gifts, you could always get like an iPhone box and put something else in it to trick them into thinking that they got a new iPhone for Christmas. Those are always evil and sad, and I hate watching those.
Is it like are we trying to be evil with the gifts? Like, are you mad at these people?
They said awful. But they're giving it to themselves.
Awful. Okay.
Yeah. I wish you put more information here. This is you put us on the spot.
$5 gift card from anywhere.
A piece of tape.
A roll of tape. Just a roll of tape. That's it.
Printer paper.
Now we're just going to be saying school supplies.
At this point, it's like, what is like an awful gift? Like if you opened a gift on Christmas and you go, oh, okay. What is it?
Like a really cheap, I don't know, like child's watch.
Yeah.
Or something.
A G-Shock. Please. A gift card to Publix. That's actually not a bad gift, honestly. That's really not. I think it's just more like, this is nice, but not like a gift. But like
a small amount on the gift card.
$4.
Yeah.
$4
like
Publix
amount.
Yeah. A stick of gum.
A singular stick of gum.
A rock.
A rock.
Laundry detergent.
But see, that's useful.
It is useful.
Like you need laundry detergent.
100%. And so do dryer sheets.
I don't know. I feel like it just needs to be something that's like so way off the mark for yourself. Like something that you're not even into at all. A little bit.
An autobiography of a celebrity you can't stand.
Yes. That's a good one.
And a book about dinosaurs. If you don't like dinosaurs.
If you don't like dinosaurs. Or something else you don't like.
Yeah.
I want to know why you need the bad gift ideas.
Yeah.
I need a follow-up story about this one.
That's a great like ender though.
Yeah.
Like a great little bit. Thanks for that. That's all our submissions.
So much. Great.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Like what do we say now? Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me finally.
I'm
so glad I've finally been here.
Not the finally. Finally. It's only been years.
This has been years.
It's been a year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it really has.
Lord.
Because it was whenever the last time Samantha came to visit me.
And that was also, I was living in my apartment at the time. Yeah, that was something else.
That was in September.
Oh, wow. So it has been a whole year.
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Period. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime.
Happy Cloud9 Christmas.
Happy Cloud9 Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope this brought you some holiday cheer. And, while you're at the holidays and maybe things are getting overwhelming, just remind yourself, it's not that serious. All right. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. But before we close out, you guys take a